Hello beer tubers and welcome to yet another beer review with me, Peter, the Master of Hobbits, today joined by...
Just Michael?
Yes, doing a vintage tasting. It's actually a vertical tasting, and this is going to be really fun. And this is courtesy of two places. This is courtesy of Bierothek in Bamberg, and it's also courtesy... oh, that was fun. And it's courtesy of Meny, Bjerringbro. Ellen from Meny in Bjerringbro supplied the vintage here, and the rest is from Bamberg, from Bierothek. So thanks to Bierothek in Bamberg and also Meny Bjerringbro for the beers. Yep. So we're doing a vintage tasting of Aecht Schlenkerla Rauchbier Eiche. So Eiche is their Doppelbock and probably their most famous beer. A lot of people's favorite from them. For me, it's a toss-up between this and the Urbock.
I like the Helles too.
The Helles is awesome, but like in terms of smoke characters, the Urbock might be a bit more punchy than this, as it's more heavily smoked, and it's beechwood, which is a bit more intense than oak.
Yeah, this is oak, yeah.
So they're all, I think, 8%, yes. And we've got the 2018 vintage, the 2017 vintage, the 2016 vintage, and the 2014. So we're just missing one, but still, I think this will be really fun.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to start off with the freshest, and just to have like a reference, and then move down just to see how they're changed.
Yeah. Good idea.
And I think in terms of color, it's the same.
Yeah, it looks the same. I was just looking at the head is maybe a bit darker on the old one.
Yeah, but I think the only reason why that's the case is because of the glassware, and maybe also because maybe a little bit of oxidation.
They're so close to being...
Yeah. And a little bit of oxidation.
Yeah.
You know, with oxygen getting in the bottle, it will change color a bit. But otherwise, it's a nice looking clear bock, double bock. Amber, dark amber.
Yeah.
Looks very
nice.
It
Looks like amber.
Beige head. Let's check out the aroma on the 18 Eiche.
Oh
man,
so
I
good.
love this. I love it so much. It's not for everyone, but you can sense that it's not as meaty as maybe the Urbock, but I still get loads of smoked sausage.
Yeah, me too. Loads of smoked salami or something.
Yeah, but it's a more soft smoke. And it's also sweeter than the others. There's a hefty malt sweetness on the back.
I had the immersion yesterday, and it was not as smoky as it one.
No.
This is much more intense in the smoke.
Yeah. And I've heard that the smoke goes like this. So like it kind of fades out and comes back. So it'll be interesting to see if this is as smoky as this. And these are like in between.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm getting also like bready malts, like freshly baked bread.
Yeah, sweet bread. Yeah.
Caramel and toffee. It smells like what you pick up from a Doppelbock, but with a layer of smoke.
It smells so amazing.
Yeah, let's drink it. Let's try it, man. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks to Bierothek and
to
also Ellen in Meny Bjerringbro for the beers.
Yes.
Oh, that's really good.
Loads of sweetness. A bit metallic.
Yeah, a little bit, but loads of sweet like caramel and toffee. A good amount of smoke, especially on the aftertaste. Yeah. But not as much as the Urbock for sure.
No. That's a totally different story.
Yeah, that's much more heavy. This is more, and it's maybe also definitely more campfire-like. Like that kind of bonfire, but it's really good. This is great. This is like some of my favorite classical style beers, so it's awesome to do like a
so much sweetness.
Yeah, like all this like really nice sweet caramel, like sweet bready flavors.
Yeah, I mean it's a
like
bock, but bock sometimes has, I don't know how to explain it, some kind of an edge, some kind of bitter edge or something. This doesn't. Yeah, no, probably hops.
I think there is a bitter edge to it though, a little bit.
Yeah, but it's camouflaged by loads of sweetness and smoke. Yeah.
But
really great.
And not all the way in dark fruit and whatnot. And usually fresh bocks, you get more of these like sweet breadiness, maltiness, like pumpernickel bread or something like almost like rye bread. You're getting that, and then with age, as it starts to oxidize, that's where you get like the fruitiness. Yeah. Because lager yeasts don't produce those kind of esters, so you're not going to get all these. Because the other flavors are combinations of like in a barley wine, that's a combination of esters and malt. Whereas this is a super clean yeast because it's a lager yeast, so you're not going to get that kind of same vibe.
It's another way of oxidation.
No, yeah, if you get it, it's oxidation.
Yeah, okay.
So, but yeah, fresh, fucking awesome.
Yeah, that was good.
So, jumping down, 2017. Yeah, less smoky for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Much less smoky.
Some kind of a little perfumey.
Yeah, almost like a little bit more hoppy.
Yeah.
And also it has
fruity.
Yeah, it has the signs of the oxidation starting. It has that kind of slightly sherry-like.
Yeah,
but it's super light. It's super light.
It actually fits quite well.
Mm-hmm. Just with like what we tried. Let's try it.
Yeah, let's taste it.
Cheers. Much more rich malt character.
And definitely less smoke.
Yeah, the smoke is still there, but this is much more rich tasting.
It's not so sweet.
I feel like it's sweeter.
You do?
Like it hides a little bit of these, like the smoke hides some of the malt complexity, whereas I think this has much more like sweet, caramel, fudgy, kind of, again, bready flavors, just like that one, but the first one, but more of it, because the smoke has died down a bit.
It is. I don't know which one is better though.
No.
This one is definitely more smoky, but this one has some other qualities.
That is really nice, especially like that malt sweetness is really good. It's like,
is it more carbonated? I think it lingers a bit on the tongue. But still the sweet caramel fudge.
It also feels a little bit creamier, I feel like.
Yeah.
Just had a sip of both. Wow, yeah, this is much smokier than that one. But fuck, it's good. Really smoky beer though. And for 8%, they hide the alcohol really well. Think about the fact that this is a lager too. Yeah. So, you know.
I'm not a big fan of Bock normally, but this one is so exceptional.
And I would say Doppelbock can be really good, but this is, I agree with you. I like Bocks, but there's nothing like, wow, I want to drink a Bock.
No.
Except if it's this stuff.
Exactly.
Okay, so smoke definitely faded. Let's try and move on down the line to the 16 vintage and see what we're dealing with here. Yeah. So, see if it's more oxidized. Ooh, yeah.
It is.
It's getting more and more fruity. Like I'm getting more of like a berry vibe on this.
Yeah, and I mean the sherry notes and the dessert wine is coming through.
Yeah, almost like a hint of like a Madeira wine or something like that.
Yeah, me. But the smoke is definitely subdued.
Yeah. But it's still there, and the smoke, again, quite campfire-like compared to the others, but there's still a layer of meaty smoke. But it's not like that dense meaty smoke that you get in the Urbock. And it just goes down in intensity. It's like you have the intensity of the smoke going like this, and the intensity of the malt going like this.
Exactly. Should we taste this?
Yeah.
Cheers. Cheers.
Oh, like honey sweetness.
Yeah. And this has more bitterness coming through too.
Yeah, much more sherry. Like this like sherry or Madeira wine.
This is crazy good.
It's crazy good. But it's, wow, like the differences are huge in age on this style of beer. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Like, this is so much more towards like a smoky barley wine than what you think of when you think of a Doppelbock, really.
I like that this is not, I also think the sweetness is, I mean, it's more fruity, but this is definitely not as, in my opinion, as sweet as the other ones.
But I think that's because you get some of that oxidation that hides it.
Perhaps. And perhaps I think this has more bitterness coming through.
Yeah, possibly. Let's see. Do they talk about the flavors themselves? Well, we can check that out after. But really good. Also, alcohol is a bit well hidden, but this is much more sherry-like and whatnot. And
so far, I think this one is my favorite.
I would say they've aged it really well.
Yeah, definitely.
This is from Bierothek. It's actually from Enzo's private cellar. Enzo who works there, so thanks to Enzo. He buys like cases of this every year.
Okay.
And sticks it in the cellar.
Good idea.
To do like verticals.
Yeah.
And supposedly if you can go to the brewery, they have like loads of old stuff.
They do?
Yeah, and they even did like a bourbon barrel aged version of this. Sounds a bit odd, but it's a long time ago. But this is the oldest one, and this is gonna be fun. This is 14. And they do every year they release an old vintage like this. That they age themselves in the brewery and they put on a different label which got the production date on front and then it's got the foil on top. So this is the 14, the oldest, and that's also hazy.
Yeah, it's a bit hazy.
And when you look in the bottom of the bottle, there's sediment, and that's possibly from something falling out of suspension. I don't know what, because if you've ever had old bottles of beer, there's always almost a layer of sediment, even though they're clear. Even like cans of lager.
Yeah, it's always a bit foggy.
Let's see, 14, so this is a 5-year-old bottle. Let's check it out, Ooh, it's like... It smells old. It smells almost like it's aged in barrels to me. I'm getting almost like an oakiness.
Yeah, the oak comes through, but the smoke is, again, more subdued.
That is pretty weird. It almost smells like it's barrel aged.
Yeah, but it's not weird. it has oak.
Yeah, but it's oak smoke.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm a bit. I
It
feel
has
like
some
this though.
definitely more woody notes.
Yeah, but this I feel like the 16 has more sherry oxidized kind of notes, whereas this is
in
woody.
in the nose.
Yeah, at least in the nose. Yeah. It also smells really nice, but definitely the least smoky of the bunch.
Definitely.
Let's try it.
Cheers.
Cheers. Really woody.
Whoa.
But the smoke is high. See, this is what I talked about. This is more smoky than this. I feel like the smoke is coming back in this vintage. Like, right as soon as it goes down, you feel that whiff of smoke along with amplified kind of oaky flavor. So it almost seems like this is more smoky than the middle one.
Actually, this is more smoky.
It's also more dry and then woody, which makes it seem less sweet.
It has some... I'm trying to get...
It's like almost like... Have you ever had smoked dates or figs?
No. Yeah, you can have dates with bacon around.
Yeah,
it
it's almost like
smoky, sweet.
Yeah, it's almost like a smoky date I'm getting in this.
A date's smoky? That's not good.
That's not a good date.
No.
At least if you're not a smoker.
So fun. We're getting so old.
Yeah, fuck man, I'm turning 30.
This is also good. I think for me, still, this one is the best.
Oh, I have a hard time.
Yeah, they all have good qualities. But, I mean, this is most smoky. I love the smoke. But this one is, for me, the most complex one. I think this is... this one has some weird note.
I'm just going down the line of the...
This is too sherry-like for me. It takes over, and I mean I like this one better, the 16.
I think it's really hard to decide. But the 14 is definitely the one that's the most stand out compared to all the others in terms of how the flavor changed, I think.
I think I would, if I should rate them how I prefer them, I think this one, the youngest one, I don't know about.
And I also really love the youngest one because I love that intensity.
Yeah, there's the smoke. That's they have different qualities.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this one is my favorite. The 16's this one. Yeah. But it is, and also how it tastes so much now. It's becoming almost too much smoke.
It's hard to pinpoint.
Your
palate gets saturated. That's how it is. I just want to see what the hell I rated it back in the day because it's a long time since I rated this.
We have Tim on the side here. Yeah. What do you think, Tim?
Actually, I agree with you.
Okay.
The third one is
Hello, YouTube.
the lowest carbonated. The third one is a bit more carbonation than the last one. And I get the fix definitely in the third one.
Yeah. It's more balanced in the... Yeah.
So it's years ago I reviewed this, by the way. And that was when so I will say now... Okay, so should I go first with the grades? What I had in mind before rating this is that I would actually go pretty much 95 for everyone across the board. Because I think they're world-class smoked beers. But I will say, like, with a margin, my favorite is also this one. But I still like the others pretty equally.
Yeah.
So I have a hard time like just going. So then maybe a 96 on this and 95 on the rest. But I will say like this, and this as well.
Okay. That's weird. We agree on this one too.
And this one I thought would be my favorite initially because I had a feeling like this was be the one where like the smoke came back and it would be more smoke with all this dark fruity stuff. But I think this one is more harmonized in terms of flavor, whereas this one has more like things sticking out. Whereas this has got a bit of aged flavor, it's got a bit of fresh flavor, and it seems like it's just harmonious. And if you want the big punch in the face of smoke, it's a fresher vintage.
Could it be different from vintage to vintage? Exactly how much smoke they give them?
They're smoked equally, but it's different from vintage to vintage and bottle to bottle depending on how it was aged. If you have to do this 100% fair, you yourself bought one bottle of each vintage and aged yourself in the same conditions each bottle. But that's not going to happen.
No, it isn't.
But the closest is what Enzo did.
But I mean, this is a quite a small brewery. I was just thinking maybe the wood they use the year after give another taste or something.
Yeah, well, that might be a difference, I'm not entirely sure.
It could
but just
be the
having a
same
sip of this again, now I'm drinking the 14 and I'm like, fuck, I haven't had a sip in a while. I'm really freaking enjoying the 14 now. Like, it's really hard to decide, but that's why
I really get the oxidation in this one. I think that's too much for me.
I don't think so, because it's not bad oxidation. It's sherry, it's port,
yeah.
it's not cardboard.
No, I agree, but it's still up to what you love. If you age a beer, it gets oxidized. If you don't like that taste, drink it fresher. But to me, this is Beverly Hill.
Beam. 95 across the board, maybe a small 96 on this.
Yeah,
world-class smoked beer.
Oh, this is...
What do I prefer?
Try tasting this and then this again. This is way better. To me.
Yeah. Also because there is actually more smoke flavor on this.
Yeah, and sweetness and balance.
Okay,
yeah.
So 96 and 95 for the rest. World-class, some of the best smoked beer you can get. I can't wait to go to Bamberg in a few weeks to sit at the brewery and drink this from wooden taps. Or wooden barrels.
And look at the watermill or something.
Yeah. So yeah. And what about you?
Yeah, I'm just enjoying the beers and I'm looking forward to, after this is finished, drinking the rest. I love smoked beer.
Me too.
This is
it's one of those styles you either love or hate, and I fucking love it. And I wish we saw more around.
Yeah, but I have sometimes I have difficulty with smoke in sweet stouts because the sweetness and the smoke gets too much and too cloying. But in this beer, it's just fantastic. I love it.
But these guys, Brauerei, who makes this, also have quite a lot of experience in perfecting this over the years. Of course. It's a very historic brewery.
But I mean, we started with some old school beers back in the days with Belgian beers and old school English beer. This is old school, but it still holds up.
Yeah, it's old school. That's fucking amazing.
It doesn't get tired because no one else makes it.
Because it's done to a fucking T for generations where they know what they're doing.
It's nice to have a go-to beer when it comes to smoke.
Yeah.
And this is definitely...
For me, this is Schlenkerla. There you go. So, but great.
Yeah, it was the great. I agree with you, totally. Exactly the same. This a bit on top, and the other ones on par. Maybe if I should say, what did you give this? 95, 96,
96 and
96, and
I said small 96. And
96, 95, and 94 for the two. For me, I think.
All of them deserve at least a 95 in my mind.
It's so close.
It's world class.
Yeah, it
smoked
is.
Beer. But do you want to guess what I rated this back in the day? And back then it was also fun.
How many years ago?
It's like 2012. It's before I kind of figured out my grading scale.
With your long hair and your stuff?
I know I was actually short. I'll break it. I'll give it a 90. That's way too low for this kind of beer.
Yeah, but your palate changed.
It's not so much that. Well, I loved smoked beer back then, but back then I was looking at the grading scale quite differently. Yeah. Because a lot of people, like, if a beer gets under 90, most people assume, then it's not that great.
Yeah.
It's good beer, but it's nothing where I would want to seek it out. And then we can go into a whole spiel about the grade system, but we're not going to do that because this is a long video already. And I knew it'd be long, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. So yeah, we both agree.
Yeah, we do.
Fucking amazing.
So and actually Tim does too, I can see, so yeah.
So now we're going to sip on some Rauchbier and try some other stuff afterwards. This is going to be a nice little evening. So if you guys have ever done a vertical tasting of Aecht Schlenkerla Eiche, let us know what you thought. What was your favorite? What age? So I guess in our minds, the best amount of time for aging a beer like this is 3 years.
Yeah.
In terms of flavor. So maybe you agree, maybe you don't. Let us know. And if you've ever done a vertical like this with any kind of smoked beer, let us know. Or Schlenkerla beer where it changes as much as this, let us know what you think. And as always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thanks a ton to Bierothek and Meny Bjerringbro for the beers. And we're going to say cheers in delicious, classic, historic German beer. And see you guys in another beer review.
Yeah.